Hi guys, welcome back to the Let's Play. Let's get chapter 20 started. Damn!
Zach, do you think they heard what I said?
I guess not.
We don't have to make a fuss. Thomas isn't going to leave town. That gives us plenty of time to find a way to view the bonus footage.
Okay, so where we can go is kind of limited right now. I want to get in my car, but I think I forgot to show this sign. Looks like a sign for this apartment house, though too worn to read, maybe ages old. I could still read it. So yeah, now we're getting attacked, but I wanted to show off York hiding in a dumpster. I think this is a leftover from Swery's original intention for this to be like a stealth game and not have combat. Except hiding in the dumpster doesn't work out too well. They just sort of stand around. So, I don't really make use of it that often, but I had a funny glitch that happened to me. When I was recording it, I hopped out of the dumpster and I got stuck. I'm not sure how this occurred. I think one of the shadows might have accidentally hit me or something as I was going in. But I pretty much could not get out. I thought maybe if I got hit enough times, York would crawl out, but that just didn't happen. So I had to restart my game. I thought it was funny though, so I had to show you guys. It was my dumpster fail. So, you really don't have to fight these guys. But essentially, we need to get into our car and then drive towards the A&G diner. Unfortunately, I can't peel out as fast as George and Emily did. Just taking my time. So yeah, there's not very many streets we can go down. The red vines blocked our path. I really love just running over zombies. It's pretty funny. Only makes it better when York is humming a tune while doing it. Oh wow, it's Anna.
Is that Anna?
And this is why I needed to wear this dancing all night suit. We're gonna have a long chase ahead of us. So Anna will appear in 4 locations. Right now, she's appeared on the road just slightly past our home sweet home, but she can also be found near the A&G Diner on January Way, by Book Mountain Bank, and then near the Cormac's residence. And she'll stop the car and you have to go chase her. So those are the only places you can get up to before you're automatically taken out of your car. And this is what happens when you approach her on foot.
Is that Anna?
You most likely won't be approaching her on foot, but I figured I'd show the alternate cutscene. It's pretty much the same, just without the car noises and whatnot. So at this point, if you try to run away from where Anna's trying to lead you, the game will stop you and turn you around, though for some reason it's taking a while for it to happen here.
Not this way, Zach. We need to keep her in sight.
So it'll reset you pretty much right behind Anna. And the reason why I decided to get stopped by Anna on this road is because the way she takes us, our end location is going to be the Galaxy of Terror. But going this way, we don't end up looping like several times. Like it's all just like kind of one shot. If you stop, for example, if she stops you near the AG Diner, you end up doing this loop like twice. You go past the Galaxy of Terror and loop back around again. It's kind of weird. So I thought this is more cinematic, made more sense going from the stop. So at this sequence, you don't really have to fight anything, but you do need to look out for the Mad Wild Birds enemies. They should be popping up pretty soon. Yeah, you heard them, but they did not reach York. Oh, I spoke too soon. They sort of just dive bomb him. They're in that section of the road, and they're also near the section of road where the trees are with the lights. That's most likely where you're gonna get attacked. I'm actually gonna try to shoot some of them down. But yeah, this sequence is a pretty long running sequence, so if you do have the dancing if you do have the dancing all night suit, I was just putting it on just so you don't have to keep stopping to catch your breath or use a whole bunch of stabilizers. So yeah, she just sort of takes you the circuitous route to the Galaxy of Terror. I don't know why we're taking the long way, but I guess it's more dramatic, taking a long run. Alright, so the birds should be attacking me. You know, the only thing I'm really glad about is we don't have to worry about a mad giant dog falling from the sky. At least there's that. Because that would make this part really tedious if we had to stay on foot. Oh, here we go. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, no. They're easy to avoid. You just have to kind of move to the side and they'll go right past York. But I want to try to shoot him down. Damn it. Okay, let me try this again. Shotgun's great because it will take out like most of them in one shot. Like that. I like how when you hit them, they kind of sound like an elephant. I'm not sure what this game is with their animal sounds, but it's always like, completely wrong. We got squirrels that sound like monkeys, and we got birds that sound like elephants when they die. So if we stopped at the A&G Diner, we would have made another right and went around that whole little loop again. But since I stopped so far back, that wasn't the case. Hey Anna, what's up? What's at the bar? You want to get a drink? I think you're too young. What's wrong?
Huh?
Oh, fuck. Ah! Could have warned me, Anna. I kind of wonder where George and Emily ran off to. Do you think they're going to close all the exits? I mean, there's only the two of them. You'd think they'd come here, but I guess not. I mean, if he showed up at his apartment, Carol might know where he is.
I almost became a goddess of the forest myself. Although I think the look might suit me. What do you think, Zach?
Yeah, I think you look good in a red dress. This otherworld sequence is surprisingly pretty long. I mean, there's 3 raincoat killer chase sequences. but I think it's one of the more interesting otherworlds you can explore. There's several places that you can observe, and I think the whole, trying to find out where Thomas went and the chase, trying to track him down, it kind of makes this otherworld a little bit more exciting. Gotta watch out for these guys. Once they go through the fire, they'll speed up. Okay, get this guy. And for how big this otherworld is, there's only really 2 clues that we need to find.
Too much noise. We're still missing a vital piece of the puzzle.
What is also kind of cool about this other world is we get to view some of the sections of the bar that we don't have access to in the real world, like the restrooms and the storage rooms. And here's our first raincoat killer chase sequence.
I see you.
Yeah, I see you too. What do you guys think about these sequences? I was never really a fan, I think because I just didn't like the running mechanic. But a lot of times I just feel like they take too long, especially the parts where you have to hide and he's searching for you. Ugh. It's like, dude, I'm not that I'm not that well hidden. You can see me under the table. Why can't you just find me? But I really don't like having to wiggle the analog stick to run, and then you have to stop and push or climb or whatever. Though I didn't really figure out until redoing this chapter is that you don't have to push boxes and stuff completely all the way. Once you move it enough for where York can kind of wiggle by, you can just let go of the button and he'll move forward. I always thought you had to keep pushing until, York stopped.
Where are you hiding?
I'll just hide here. I know it's an obvious hiding spot, but the Raincoat Killer, he sucks at this game. He's still not gonna see me. But I was rewatching some of my older videos in this Let's Play, and I realized I totally neglected to talk about this, but in Chapter 2, I sort of hinted at that there was 2 reasons why I felt that the Galaxy of Terror was named Galaxy of Terror, even though it's like a bizarre name. And I already kind of went over the in-game explanation, but there's also kind of an outside-the-game explanation. So, the co-writer of the game, Kenji Goda, he actually directed a movie called On a Life, which we saw the movie poster in Carol's dressing room. Well, that movie, at least according to research I did years ago, its production company, it was made under the production company Galaxy of Terror and it was sort of like Kenji Goda's own little movie studio name. So there was even a cute little logo on the official Ana Life website. The site's of course not up anymore, but I figured that maybe that the bar name was named Galaxy of Terror because of its connection to Kenji Goda and his movie making, company. So that's what I forgot to kind of go over a few chapters ago. I meant to actually do it when we were introduced to the Galaxy of Terror when we went there the first time, and I just completely forgot, so I'm really sorry about that. See how long this is taking? You could see that's the source view in the bottom right, and you could totally see York under the table. I honestly think that the Raincoat Killer, he's just doing it to terrorize York, like, yeah, buddy, I don't see you, but I'm gonna pretend you're a really great hider. Oh my god, we're still doing this. Alright, thank goodness. He's gotten fed up. One good thing is when we replay this other world later on in chapter 26, we don't have to deal with these chase sequences, so we just sort of run through the rooms. But these have got to be probably the most boring parts of the game for me. That and slow chase sequences, ugh. Alright, but before we move on, let's go back to the back room. There's a bunch of Agent Honor.
Zach, this is a waste of time. Let's
You're
go.
telling me. I was just complaining about it. So this is obviously like otherworld version of Carol's dressing room. It's not too hard to get lost, especially since most of this was taken up by the Raincoat Killer chase sequence. When you do replay the other world, it's kind of easy to get turned around, considering how all the rooms look similar. But there is an in-game map you can follow if you get lost. This is pretty straightforward, go towards the doors. So what's your guys' favorite other world that we've seen so far? I think in terms of interest, I think this one's the most interesting, like I said when we first came in. We have a couple more coming. Though they're kind of variations on the same place, and they're not that interesting, in my opinion. Oh no! I see the mannequins, I gotta shoot them all down. You obviously do not have to do this, but I like trying to get all the Agent Honor I can. And these usually hide several. Bloodstains on the floor lead into this door, but the door itself is locked. That's kind of creepy. I hope it isn't Thomas's blood. And locked. There's a hole in the bathroom wall we could peek through if you want. Well, we have nothing else we can do. Might as well.
Huh?
Okay, that's the lock stall. Thanks for opening it for me. Now I can pick up that clue. Oh, that's kind of neat. She kind of walked through that blood and she's leaving little footprints. Never noticed that before.
Amazing.
Thomas's badge, pierced with the knife. I feel some strong hatred here, Zach. Oh no. Where did the blood come from, though? I hope it's not from Thomas. Oh, goody. Long hallways, you know what that means. Man, these were such a bitch to deal with in the original game. I always dreaded these sequences, but not too bad in the director's cut. I know it might be kind of hard to see, especially since the crawling shadows are typically invisible, but if you look closely at her hands, there's long strands of black hair wrapped around her fingers and wrists. I was looking through some of the concept art for the creatures and I saw the hair in more detail, and it seems like a weird attribute for the crawling shadow to have. I mean, why is the hair there? Is it there just to look creepy? I thought maybe it might be a characteristic of a certain type of Urei, but the hair on the hands didn't come up in a cursory Google search. I know when she grabs at York, she does try to strangle him, and I'm wondering if at some point the hair on her hands was meant to be used as some sort of garrote or something, maybe? but it doesn't seem like that from the animation. I've also developed a love for the ice axe. Like, I never really used it in my previous playthroughs, but I found it really breaks apart the boxes really fast, especially the little ones. I love it, especially since I don't have the guitar anymore. I was waiting for her to pop up, but apparently I had to move forward. And through this door is our next puzzle. The lighting's all red now and the switches don't seem to work. So you see the lights above each of the little switches around the room? We essentially just need to push the light switches until all the stage lights are red, and doing so will unlock the door. Really simple. Once the lights turn red, the switch will no longer work. Gotta turn yellow one more time, and red. So if you look, now the switch doesn't work anymore. So we just have to do one more, and the door will open. I gotta say, the concept art for the game is really interesting to look at. In the Deadly Premonition Visual Companion iBook Rising Star Games released for iPad back in 2013, one section was chock full of the concept art for the game. And what was really neat, which I wish Rising Star Games translated, was the little notes by the characters in the buildings. Some of the buildings around Greentrail actually look a bit different during the conception stage. One was the A&G Diner, which had a neon sign of a naked woman out front, and a big wooden awning along the back. And it also had a very different looking logo, which had a little pink flower. We can even see what the town's movie theater may have looked like if it wasn't scrapped from development. What was also kind of neat is seeing some of the reference photos the dev team took and used in designing some of the Greenville buildings. Like, they would have this little arrow pointing to a sign or a window, indicating to make the building attributes look similar. If you haven't already, I definitely recommend getting the Visual Companion Guide if you have like an Apple product that can read the iBooks. It used to be $10 and it's now down to $6 on iTunes when I checked. Besides the concept art, you can see other media related to the game, including York's driving conversations and a zoomable Greenville map provided by yours truly. Ah! He was too slow reloading his gun. I know most of you who are probably watching have already played this game, but I'm just curious for anybody if this is your first time through. Do you really think that Thomas is the killer? 'Cause I don't. I really do love the Magnum, but I wish there was more bullets. If you use the non-infinite version that you can like buy from Panda Bear, it has six rounds to it. But for some reason the unlimited one only has 4. But you know, I'd still rather use the unlimited one, since you don't have to worry about having enough bullets on hand. Well, this is kind of ominous. It's really dark in here. Of course, here is our next chase sequence. I really don't like this one because there are some quick time events, and if you mess it up, you automatically die. Usually, if I have any deaths in this game, it's because I mess up a quick time event. And they only get worse as we go on through the game. Like we're gonna have some battles with lots of quick time events. But in the director's cut though, they are simpler button combinations. You know, what's kind of funny is Swery made a tweet recently about his disappointment in Detroit Become Human because of the game's design. He actually stopped his own playthrough because he felt there were just too many QuickTime events, and he wasn't a fan of the branching multi-story based on how well he played the game. I wonder why he put so many QuickTime events in Deadly Premonition if he despises them so much. Ah! Totally missed these guys. Ah, dang it, I keep getting hit by the ones on fire. They come out of nowhere. Alright, we are almost done with this other world. There's a dummy here too, a meager audience for such a colorful show. Well, there isn't much of a show going on, York. There's a phone here, but really there's no need to save because the end is right down that little alcove to the left. Which we cannot go down right now, because we have to pick up the clue, obviously. It's pitch black past the curtain, a no-go if you ask me, some nasty surprises lying in wait, I bet. Okay, a wooden ice pick. This isn't how they taught me to use ice picks, no siree. So we got our last clue. Oh. Where's that room? Oh, is that to the VIP area?
Huh?
That was really intense. There's the door! Go for it! Ugh. They had to fit in just one more chase sequence. It always kind of makes me laugh when he just slowly takes a step up the box, like not so nonchalant. Oh, you know, this guy's on my tail, it's gonna chop off my head, but I'll take my time. Hooray!
That's one bizarre setup. Whoever made this must be crazy.
It is a weird locking mechanism. But I'm really excited to see the VIP room. Been waiting all game for this. But before we go down there, I just want to check out the bar. Now that no one's here, maybe we can, you know, observe other things. Can we leave? No, of course not. Nope, cannot change my suit. Can I go in here? Nope. Maybe I can go on stage. There is a... nope. Darn. Because in the text document that I was sent with all like the observational text, there was this interesting one about Carol's piano. There was like a to Carol, and I haven't been able to find that, and I thought maybe it would have been on the real world version of that piano since it wasn't on her piano in her apartment, but no go. Okay. I don't think this is the type of VIP room I want to be in.
Zach. Okay, so it's not bonus footage. It's still part of the main feature. The perpetrator is exactly who I thought it was. First things first. We'd better let poor Nick go.
No, Thomas! Why'd you knock him out? Also, I thought I took your wig from your apartment. Guess you had a spare. So I guess George and Thomas and George and Carol go downstairs to that S&M dungeon thing? Okay. Pretty kinky. Is that an Iron Maiden? Whoa. Okay. I gotta say, the secret room does not look very comfortable. There's like one chair, a cage, and an Iron Maiden. And a hard floor. Oh, Thomas, why'd you knock York out? Well, I guess we know now where he was hiding this entire time. He must have been down here. Out of all the shit that's happened, this is the final screen you're gonna show us, is the Shadow Lady? I could think of some other scenes that would probably be more worth it. So this should do it for this chapter. Thanks again for watching. I hope to get the next chapter, 21, up for you real soon. Bye!